Zaid Boomberg, and he's, I would say, invented a personal multi-competitor timer.
Okay, thanks very much, Adam. First of all, yes, hi, I'm Zaid. Originally, the reason why I needed to have technology of this nature was I was using that to time my son, who was involved in professional motorsport.
Okay, so what you're basically saying is a stopwatch just doesn't cut it
A
anymore.
stopwatch can't do it because it's one-dimensional.
Great.
And in order to know whether the adjustments that you're making works, you need to time everybody else.
You would possibly, on this little device that you've invented, which we're going to look at now, you would put in your 6 strongest competitors that you're competing
Against.
Keep competing against yourself.
Correct.
Great. Now, can this be used for anything other than motorsport?
Absolutely. For example, swimming,
Right.
horse racing, any sport or activity that requires you to time more than one entity.
Okay.
Whether
Or person,
it be
yeah.
or person.
Okay.
Person, animal, whatever is whatever.
So you could do this for horse racing, mountain biking, snowboarding,
Absolutely.
sailing, you name it.
The concepts are all the same in terms of timing, in terms of whether you actually going forward or not.
Okay.
Okay, so multi-competitive timing gives you I wouldn't say 3-dimensional, but a 2-dimensional view.
Okay.
Okay, and it just gives you a better feel of where you are in terms of how you're competing.
Jeez.
The advantage that we have in this particular software tool is that you can the system stores the data per competitor, and
Can you read the reports right off the screen? You don't need attached printers. You don't need a laptop. You don't need bulky timing equipment. Nothing like that.
Nothing at all. It's basically you do get these multi-competitor stopwatches, but they don't store data. The buttons are all numeric, so you need to remember that 1 is that guy and 3 is this guy, and it becomes messy as well.
Right.
Whereas with this, you can punch in the guy's name.
And I've looked at other things on the web as well. The more professional things, you almost got to own a Formula One racing team to be able to afford this data or anything.
Although the system does store time, date, and that type of thing as well. But and you could call it practice 1, practice 2.
And the boxes underneath?
The boxes underneath are for the names of each competitor. If you click on the little keyboard, which all Windows Mobile 6 devices have got, you can simply go to each text box and punch in each competitor's name.
Okay, that's better than numbers, eh?
Absolutely. Because when you're pressing the buttons, you're looking at the guy's name and you see in him coming over the line.
It also be car numbers or anything?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay. So now I assume that you've got all that in. You've got this big green button called Start Timing.
Now you can either use the stylus or you can use your finger.
Okay,
because
great.
This works on any Windows Mobile 6 device which has got touchscreen functionality.
Great.
Okay, now as you see, the names that you've typed in automatically appear
on each of these big buttons, these big blue ones, right?
And in next to each name shows you in brackets the lap that that competitor is currently on.
That's fairly cool. Right. Okay, so say the race starts now. Now what?
Well, the practice or race or whatever it is. As the guy comes over, you simply click on his name, and it shows you his last lap time.
Great.
It abbreviates his name, and it puts in brackets the current lap.
Now he's on lap 2, and
next to that, his quickest lap, and in what lap it was in.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So you just simply go along merrily and time the guy as he's with your finger.
Okay, so this is fairly cool. So as they come over the line. Okay, so this is probably not as accurate as a laser beam and this type of thing, but it's good enough for comparative timing.
For you to know where you are in terms of competitiveness relative to timing, and in comparison to cost.
Right.
You're not going to get anything better.
Okay. Right. Now let's take a look at. Now you want to stop. Okay. Boom.
At any given time, you can click on stop, and you can view all the laps.
Great. So this is a report that comes out. Now most bigger systems, you'd need a printer attached to the screen for this.
This appears in, and you can time
what's this report showing us?
Okay. Basically, the first section of it is a summary in sequence of who's quickest and who's slowest from 1 to 6.
Okay.
Okay. And then the time and in what lap that competitor achieved that time.
Okay.
Then below that you have a breakdown in detail of each competitor and his lap times in each lap.
Okay. Now, just for the viewers at home, if you're looking at this, I know it's a bit blurred and it's not a professional video and all, so there are screenshots which we will show you, and these are in the manual.
Absolutely.
So, okay.
Now, if you click on the edit button,
right,
you can... sorry, let me go back.
Sorry, my hands are in the way here.
If I click on View, Edit, I can copy data to clipboard.
Great.
Okay.
So
once I've done that, now you must remember all Windows Mobile 6 devices come with a version of Excel.
Great.
Or Word.
Okay.
But you can, once you've copied the data to the clipboard, you can paste it into whatever application you want to.
So
Excel, Word,
and then you can sync it to your PC if you've got one, but you don't need
with
one. Really.
Microsoft Sync, you can automatically, you can get it to sync to your PC,
right,
of which you can store a history of all. So if, for example, you went to a circuit and you've stored history on that circuit of your practice times, if you go back to that circuit again, you can make notes and you can view the history of that circuit of your practice time, and then you'll know what works and what doesn't relative to time.
So is this all there is to it? This is
no. There's much more.
Much more. Okay. Great.
If you click on View and you click on Times, it gives you a quick view of the first 6 guys in sequence.
So at any time, you can see it at any time during the race.
Absolutely.
Exactly what's going on.
Absolutely.
This is like having a whole race management system on your
basically on your PDA. Now again, you know, if you look at and I went out in the market looking for functionality of this nature, of which I couldn't find, so I had to write it.
Great. So you wrote this, and it's been
and then I've realized, yes, absolutely. I've realized then, I mean, I've showed it to some of the guys involved in motorsport, and I mean, they really bewildered when they have a look at it, because it gives you what you need.
This is fairly flexible. This is a good little solution for the amateur that's interested in actually making a difference to his training and improving his results where it counts.
Absolutely.
Because it's a misconception that only professional people are passionate about their sport.
Absolutely.
Amateurs are just as passionate, and they also want to win just as much, and not so.
And you know, in any competitive sport, for example, motorsport, and this is another reason why I had to write what I had to write. If you notice, the time works in hundredths of a second.
Yeah.
I have not found any stopwatch that gives me that on a multi-competitor basis. They all work in tenths of a second. Now, in motorsport, especially...
A hundredth of a second is the difference between winning and losing.
Say new, and I say menu, paste. Okay.
And there's all your times.
And there you go. There's
your
all my
all
times,
your reports,
everything.
The whole trip.
So I can take this now. I can either email it, or I don't know if you can. I don't think you can SMS an Excel spreadsheet.
No, but you can email it. But you can definitely email it.
Okay.
You can email it to
or
anybody.
you can active sync it to your PC.
And get all your reports and do all your
What I typically used to do is come home, store all the data, come home, active sync it to my PC, and then analyze it in my comfort.
But the nice thing about this is that you could actually do basic race analysis on the fly at the track, which is an advantage other people with more expensive systems don't have, because they'll have to wait until they get home to even get the first idea.
Exactly.
Whereas you already have an idea of what's going on, right?
Absolutely. That you've hit the nail on the head. I've realized the potential in this, and I realized the potential that how it can help many people in the problem that I had in terms of multi-competitor timing.
Great.
So, you know, I would love to see this application be utilized in other sports or different environments.
Great.
So, you know, the pricing really is not, you know, it doesn't justify the technology.
No, because...
But that's not what I'm worried about.
You want people to actually have an affordable way to...
I want to see people using this and actually seeing it helping them.
Great.
So,
and I can just see, look how neat and compact it is. Great. Well, thank you, Zaid. This is all we've got time for. This has been an 8-minute video, so we're not going to keep you any longer. Thank you very much,
no problem.
And we'll see if we can find some interest for you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Adam.
Cheers.